Hey guys, welcome to the Actor's Instinct. Today we're just going to go over a little quick tutorial on scene preparation, how to use taking off the page when approaching a scene, and really this approach that we're exploring, this instinctual and intuitive approach to getting into material. I know that, I've said before that I'm not a huge fan of traditional script analysis because I feel it places the actor in their heads and it's sort of a left brain oriented activity for a right brain thing such as art. However, there are parts where the two do cross over, and it's not that analysis doesn't have its place, it's just not where we start in our work, and it's never at the expense of spontaneity or freedom or this looseness that we're really trying to work for, this idea of not acting. So I just picked up a scene that I'm totally unfamiliar with. It's from a television show that some of you might recognize, but I don't want your attention on that, so I'm not going to tell you. It's not a guessing game. This is more about teaching you how to prepare for a scene. So the first thing you want to do when you get up a script is to turn it face down. And don't read it like as an audience member, don't read it silently. You want the first time you say these lines to be out loud. And I want to spend with a scene, as opposed to a monologue where I have a partner, so I want to spend twice as much time exploring my personal responses to the other character's lines. Now this is an approach that I think I may have mentioned that, I know actors like James Gandolfini, I was told, really liked working this way. Because it made him feel that there was nothing left to do. He didn't have to act. He spent twice as much time exploring his responses to the other character's lines, and then informed him about who his character was in a very unconscious way, rather than using analysis and discernment to try to figure, okay, well, I'm doing this, and being a detective about it. You're an emotional detective. You're not a story detective. And usually if you can do that, all the story things kind of find their place. It works itself out. It's amazing how this process works. So let me give you a little demonstration without further ado. So I'm playing the role of Dawn, and I'm going to read Midge. I'm going to read Midge's lines here, who's a female character. Her first line is, "Well, you're lucky I'm still up working. And then I'm alone." Huh. "How's it going?" is my response. And I just kind of felt like, I didn't like the way she was treating me and talking to me. I thought it was a little presumptuous, and like, who does she think she is? So I tracked with that, and then I responded accordingly and somewhat carefully, but I got a sense she's in a space where maybe she's not that receptive tonight. She says, "They invented something called Grandmother's Day. I ought to keep me busy drawing puppies for a few months." That strikes me as a little bit funny. Yeah. Okay, so she's a little brighter. I could talk about why I came here. Is it okay if I run a few ideas past you? She says, "Does that mean what I think it means? Because I'm familiar with most of your ideas." That's funny. She thinks that I want to do something more than just talk, right? So I have this situation that I want to talk about with my accountant, my cigarette account. She says, "Wow, you actually want to talk." "Yes, I do actually want to talk," is my response. The Trade Commission's cracking down on all our health claims. So my response, my line, naturally comes from her line. So when it's my turn to respond, again, there's nothing to act. I'm just having a response, and I allow myself the space to have that response. I don't have to worry about it or think about it. And right now, because this is the first time I pick this up, I'm exploring my personal responses. I don't know who this character is yet, but my personal responses moment to moment to every line she says. And if it interests me to speak my subtext out loud a little bit and pre-associate, that's fine, as long as I don't change any of the words that are written on this page right here. She says, "I get Reader's Digest. This is the same scare you had 5 years ago." No, it's not the same scare. She says, "You dealt with it. I know I slept easier knowing that doctors smoke. That's the problem. right? They're not doing that anymore. The whole safer cigarette thing, it's gone, it's out. There's no more doctors, okay? No testimonials. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. No cough-free zone. I can't do that either. I don't have the T-zones with low tar or any of that stuff. Nicotine, filter tip, there's nothing. It's over. All I got is these crushed little boxes, these indispensable crushed boxes, and a label that says 4 out of 5 dead people smoked your brand. And that's it. Excuse me. Now there's a couple more pages, but you get the idea. So I spend twice as much time exploring my response to their lines. Now I could go through this again and it might affect me a little differently the next time, and I don't really care and I don't know. She says, you're lucky that I'm still up, working, and that I'm alone. Was that so? Huh. Really? Now it's hitting me a little kind of flirty. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, how are you doing? How's it going? She says they invented something called Grandmother's Day. I don't want to think about grandmothers right now. It ought to keep me busy drawing puppies for a few months. I guess I'm gonna have to talk about the real reason I'm here. Can I run a few ideas that I have past you? Does that mean what I think it means? Because I'm familiar with most of your ideas. Oh, we're back to the sex thing now. I gotta get this off my chest. And we gotta talk about this. I had this situation with this cigarette account. Wow, you actually want to talk. Yes, I actually want to talk. The Trade Commission's cracking down on all of our health claims. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah. She says, I get it, Reader's Digest. And so now it's hitting me a little differently than the last take. But again, I keep going through it moment to moment to moment, exploring my responses. And as a result, I learn my lines very quickly. Now, I've only read this scene. I took it off the page about 3/4 of it once with you just now. Now I read it a second time. I could probably drop it and maybe be 90% off book and memorized, because I've explored my response to the cues. So when my scene partner is saying to me, well, let's see how well I know it. I'll test myself. I'm going to cover my lines. Well, you're lucky I'm still up working, and then I'm alone. How's it going? They invented, I was right, how's it going? They invented something called Grandmother's Day. Still don't like that. I had to keep me busy drawing puppies for a few months. I really just feel like I really need somebody to talk to. Can I run a few ideas past you? Can you be honest with me? Can I get your opinion on something? So my line is, can I run a few ideas past you? And then I'm just improvising, can you be honest with me and whatnot. As long as I don't change the lines the right road, I'm good. The rest of it is for me and part of my rehearsal, my exploration. She says, does that mean what I think it means because I'm familiar with most of your ideas? No, that's not what it means. I have this situation with a cigarette account. Okay, so I pretty much knew that line. I wasn't 100% sure, so I did look down there. Wow, you actually want to talk? Yeah, I really want to talk. The Trade Commission, they're coming after us. They're cracking down on all the health claims. Got it right. And so on and so forth. So not only did I learn my lines in a way where I don't have to act and I feel free, I'm basically off book after 2 readings. Now look, I have a pretty good memory, and I've been doing this for a while. It might take you 3 or 4 reads through. You could do that with a 3-page scene in 30 minutes and be off book, nail your audition, hold the page in your hand, and leave it on the floor. All right, so that's my little quick tutorial on taking off the page with scenes. It's really as simple as that, folks. Anything goes, whatever interests you in the moment, whatever you get your personal response to the text. I don't care where I'm going or how it comes out. All I want to do is allow myself the space and the freedom and the permission to have a response. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find me. Shoot me an email, whatnot. We do Skype sessions, FaceTime coaching for auditions every day here. If anybody needs extra help, hit me up. Take care.